Life, it comes at us like a train with all its ups and downs, its pains and its joys. How do we deal with it? How do we process it? How how do what we learn from life, and especially what we teach life back in return, makes all of the difference. Welcome to Life Talks.
So now you don't play just the piano. What other instruments do you play?
All right, so I play the guitar, I play the cello, which is my love child. Right? Yeah, I'm in New York City, so you know how that happens.
That's okay. We're just gonna leave it in. That's fine.
So that's cool. So the cello is like my love child. I love that thing. It broke, and I am in the process of working on getting another one. And I don't know if you know Michael Bent, who plays the cello. Yeah. He's well known in the Adventist community as a cellist, teacher. He's gonna be my teacher, but yep. And I sing. So I use my voice as an instrument. So awesome. Those are my three main instruments outside of piano.
Awesome. Now, there is something really exciting that I'm leading up to. I think you hinted on it a little bit, but as I read your bio, I did mention that you do have an album out, plus you have some singles. So where can we find your albums or your music to purchase?
All right, so you can go to iTunes. You can find my music there on any musical platform. You can definitely find digital platforms. You can find it there. Naked is actually not out. It was just a passion project that happened when I was transitioning in that moment of just being like, listen, all them things that you carrying, girl, it ain't yours, and you need to let it go so that you can live your life, you know, and it was a naked
that was
project.
Pretty phenomenal. I cried quite a few tears over that one, but that's
I just had to. So it's not really on a digital platform. You've actually inspired me today to actually begin to consider at least putting it maybe on YouTube or just somewhere where it could be more reachable for people.
And the only reason I said that is because on social media, you post a lot, and you post about your journey through those, and without hearing a single thing, just seeing the journey, because that's me as a creative too. I can see and feel before the product is done.
Is there.
Seeing that transition and seeing and reading, it was taking me there. So you actually inspired me to do some naked stuff of myself during that time. So again, you talk about that village and just being cognitive that people are watching, and what you do or say, even if it's during your processing, can free someone. Just you processing it out can free someone, even before you even figure out the answer. Just saying that I'm processing something can cause someone to know that, oh my gosh, I'm processing that too. Let me see what she's saying. Or it can just send me on my own journey. I don't even have to see your end result.
Right.
The fact that you brought the idea of, you got to let things go. That was very, very inspiring. So
wow, that what you said there is actually true. It's just like the freedom, the healing is in the process. And I feel like I shared that conversation with someone else the other night where we were talking about Job and how he wanted the answer from God right then and there. And God was like, it didn't happen for Job, but he was all over the place, but at the end of it, the process that he went through could not have been eliminated, because that was where he found light. That was where he found the word and the understanding and the belief that was stronger in God now. So it's just like, it's so true that sometimes we forget that even through the process, people could really be set free, because the process is the healing. It's not the healing that's the healing. It's the
exactly. enjoy it as an adventure every time. And even if something bad happens, it's part of the process. And so
Right.
when you get to the end, you have a deeper sense of gratitude and celebration because
Right.
you were present. And that's the thing. It's being present. It's being mindful, being present of every step of the way instead of just wanting a microwave fix to get to
Right. And sometimes sometimes being present is being angry. You know, like
exactly. Feel everything.
there have been times when I have been angry for years, like, yo, God, seriously. But it was because I didn't recognize that I was angry. So it's like, it's going to keep, that refiner's fire is going to keep bringing the dross to the
Exactly. To the top.
until it's gone. So you're gonna be angry. You're gonna,
yeah.
That's why the Bible says, be angry and sin not.
Right. Right.
Because it's just like, you have to, that's part of, sometimes you can't enjoy the journey, but the next journey might be better because now you learned your lesson. Like, oh, I was angry before,
exactly.
So
and I guess when I say enjoy, meaning just being present, knowing that there is a level of peace you can have, even if it's painful, because when you recognize you're not journeying alone, you can say, I know this is rough, but God is with me. So I will find breaks of peace.
Right.
Even if I go to the beach one day and I scream at the beach, but I'm
right.
at the beach.
Right. But that's that second phase of maturity. In
True.
the first phase, when you're blind and
okay,
girl,
true,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can look back on those days and be like, and still celebrate, to be like, yo, I made it out the fog. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I've had those days where I'm just like, oh, was that me for real?
Yeah, right.
But then I couldn't have done any better because
any different. Exactly.
I was blind, you know. Exactly. So it's just like just the levels, and I love where you are because I feel like I've seen your transition, your growth, your joy
public.
journey.
Yes.
You know, where it's just like, yeah, I'm happy, but now I'm joyful. I'm doing me, and I don't care about anything else. You know, so I can relate to that joy journey as well.
Absolutely. I remember there was one time when the principal of one of the schools had said to me, like a couple of years after I had gone through the divorce, right? And he said to me, oh yeah, we knew what you were going through because based on your Facebook posts. And I said, but I don't put stuff. I mean, I'm very, you know, I put a lot of stuff, but I don't put details of
of course
stuff. And he said, you didn't have to. It was what you were posting. It was, even though it was empowering, it was like mad woman empowering. And I said, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah. When I went back and saw during that year what I was posting, it was, whoa. I was like, whoa. And then that's when I realized, to give to what you were saying, unless it was pointed out to me while I was going through it, I didn't know that that's what it was, but I was trying to find courage. I was trying to find strength.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I think that as church people, we don't allow that part of the journey to be beautiful. You see Job's story?
Right.
That's beautiful. Like,
right.
That's beautiful.
Exactly.
He let it out. His friends were talking foolishness. God came back in and then was like, that's the beauty of the journey. So sometimes people shun others from just, everybody deals differently, you know? So I think we're kind of like the same kind, because I feel like I'm looking at my post like, girl, you was angry too. You know, so, but it's just like, but that's how I dealt with it, you know?
Right.
We don't know anything about each other more than what we see. So just having that patience to see someone else's post, and if we feel something deeper for it, just to send our love, I think that's where we need to be as Christians.
It's so great because that's what he did. And when he shared it with me, it was just kind of like a reflection moment. And he chuckled, and I was like, whoa, and you didn't really, he said, no, he said, we just loved on you. We just loved on you and let you. But it in the maturity side of it, it helped me understand that when I'm in certain mindsets, what pours out. And I think that's where, for me, it's like, okay, be a little bit more cognitive of what pours out. And if it's pouring out, take a little extra step of, before it pours out, see where it's coming from. So, but that does take transitions, and it takes mentors,
Yeah.
it takes all of that.
Right, and then it takes community, because then maybe the only community that we do have to pour out to in times was Facebook.
And that's all I had at that point. And I saw something good. I was like, yes. And I would just share it. But anyway, see what happens when we get to talking?
We have a woman talk over here.
Exactly. So I am really excited. And this was part of I was like, how could I make her birthday shout out special? This is what I was thinking of yesterday. Because I saw it, I do have it on my calendar. It reminds me of your birthday. And it says Beverly little sister's birthday, which so I was thinking about it, but you had the poster. Can you put that poster back up again? Okay. So you have just released, is this your first book?
No, this is actually the second one. The first one is actually a reading book.
Okay.
So this is called Sam Puts Practice Off Again.
Okay.
And it really highlights certain foundational gems that I feel like children need to have. So this book caters to maybe the ages of 3 all the way to 12. Okay. I mean, and I'm having parents emailing me back like, I see myself in this book. Thank you. So I feel like the topic is a forever topic, but just to be able to instill that in a young age. And it just talks about a little girl named Sam, who is a procrastinator when it comes to music. And it also talks about her and her dad's journey towards supporting her enough to figuring out a way to be able to make practicing realistic and enjoyable for her. So even in the back of the book, you see her dad, like she's with a really, like she don't want to practice at all, but her dad is there.
Is that pom-poms he has?
Pom-poms. He's cheering her on, and I think that really goes against culture. I don't know if you've experienced where we were asked to get something done and we really didn't feel like doing it, but we ain't nobody pulling out pom-poms. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that culture really needs to change. I'm not saying that there is not a time and a place for it, but I think that we need to unlearn, and learn to motivate ourselves through positive motivation. And then we can turn around and motivate our young people through positive motivation, where everything is not being in trouble. Some certain things, it's just motivation. Because the simple fact is, if you were not getting that paycheck from your job, would you be getting up every morning to go to your job?
Nope. Yep, we would have to. It depends.
I pick no. That's no, I wouldn't, because that is how we have been conditioned as a society. And nothing happens without a sense of, I hate to use the word reward, but nothing happens without a sense of fulfillment. Yeah. So just trying to change the narrative on how we really look at the appropriate times when discipline is appropriate, and then the appropriate times when motivation and encouragement is appropriate to see results. And that's what this book is all about.
I love it. I love it. It reminds me of, and this is going to be really corny, but the movie Creed, the second one. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't see the second one.
But so I won't really spoil it. But there was such beautiful lessons on parenting and support in that movie. Pretty much at the end, the father was trying to get revenge through his son for what he had lost. The father had lost. And he was just so hard on him, pushing him and telling him to do things, but not doing it with him, because he was driven by the success that his son could bring him to restore his honor back. But then at the end, when there's something switched in him, and it was through one of the deepest parts of that son's pain, and he kind of like threw in the towel, and he stopped the fight, and he just held him, and he said, it's okay. And the son, he said it was okay. But it was such a powerful moment for me, because it was at that point he switched from the brutal disciplinary you failed me, you have to do this, into just holding him and just
Right.
letting him cry and telling him,
Right.
I love you, you're my son. Doesn't matter that
Right.
you lose. So it just reminded me of that, because sometimes we lose. And we get beat up because, do we have to get beat up because we lost, or should we be given a shoulder to cry and then be told that you're still good enough. You're still
Right.
good enough, even if
Right.
you didn't do your best today. So anyway,
Even when
happy.
those responses for children are natural, to not feel like doing something
Exactly.
is natural. It's not an unnatural thing, you
Right.
know. So I think that we have to begin to speak ways and speak methods and speak, you know, like just speak and show how it happens, you know, like this is what you're feeling, but here are the tools to
Right.
do more. So kids need tools.
Yeah.
And we kind of forget that sometimes they're not born with tools. We give them the tools. So if they're lacking tools, it's because somehow we didn't give it to them.
We didn't give it to them. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the first book. Let's see.
Mhm.
So let's see the other one, because you're a
So
double.
I don't have the hard copy.
That's
on me.
okay.
So this is the next book, and it is actually a piano book. So it is a methods book on how to play keyboard without playing the keyboard. So it uses a hand chart, and it uses some other fun patterns and stuff to begin getting 4 and 5-year-olds to adapt to being ready to play the piano. So it's the first foundational book out of many, because I'm doing a whole series up to the higher levels of actually method books of playing the piano, because I look around and I see John Thompson and I see other method books that have been created, and I'm like, for us, by us.
Right. There you go. So how can we put our hands on these books?
So go to bbsm.com and go and click on Burton Books, and you can get a signed copy of all of these books that are here. Also group discounts, because this book, schools have been purchasing it for their reading blogs and their classrooms, their classroom libraries. And this book, because a lot of schools might not have a music teacher, I created this book because anybody can teach this piano program.
Okay.
So classroom teachers can teach their kids this program. This program was actually born out of me.
Virtual?
Well, no, almost 11 years ago, I was teaching part-time in a school. And the principal, I was teaching choir and piano lessons, and this principal said, can you teach piano to my younger classes? And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to teach piano lessons to the younger classroom, the kindergartners? And, you know, it's a big group of kids. So I developed this program 11 years ago to teach large groups of kids how to play the piano. And then the question is, well, we didn't have keyboards. We have one piano to put all these kids on. How are we supposed to do that? And that's when I came up with the patterns and different things that kids could do from their desktops, learn music, learn the different patterns in music, and then 2 or 3 months down the line, I would put them on a piano.
Oh, wow.
And they were able to play. And that's really the way that I was able to maintain favor in these schools, because the principals were actually seeing the progress of these kids really being able to play. And they're just like, when I would tell them how I would start, they would be like, so you're not going to start them on a keyboard? And I'm like, no, but you got to just trust me. And then when it was time for their first recital after like 10 or 11 weeks, the principals were just like, wow, we're sold on your program. So I got the courage enough to actually create a book and say, you know what, you're going to begin to put these in school, because believing in yourself is a journey. You know, it's just like, but bam, you know, and then now that it's bam, you have it, you still got to shop it to schools, where it's like, okay, God, I'm trusting you that you've done it in the little areas, and I'm going to continue to believe you, even though I might not believe it yet, because I've seen you do it before. I know, kind of like you said, that faith where you're like, I'm going to enjoy this journey, because I know if you tell me to do it and you bring me to it, you're going to bring me through it, and you're going to provide everything that I need in order to get it done. Absolutely. So that's where we are with Musical Minds. We're just shopping it to schools, to elementary schools, to kindergarten programs, to say, hey, this is a program that your own teachers, even if they have very little to none experience, could really push. And
so it's www.bbsm.
So www.gotobbsm. So GOTOBBSM.com.
Okay, good. So all of you out there who are saying, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You actually have no excuses anymore because of this woman right here.
And this God. First God. It's not me. I don't even want to take that much credit.
The creativity through God. So you are the hands and the feet and the mind of God. And, and I make sure I celebrate that. We give him the honor, yet you are the tangible of what he has envisioned.
Right.
And so they can't email God, they can email you. They can go to your website. So parents, you don't have an excuse. And now, especially with Auntie Rona, having the kids home, this is such a beautiful resource to be home and to start this and then move forward afterwards. So we can't say that we're home and we don't have resources.
And also, just to interject, they could also sign up for piano lessons, and we also have kids group sessions. So everything is on that website. They can go through it. Yeah.
Awesome. And educators, if you have been trying to figure out how to start a music program for your school, go to the website and contact Beverly and let her bring transformation into your schools. I'm so proud of you. I have said that to you a gazillion times, but I am really, really, truly proud of you. I'm proud of your courage. I'm proud of your vulnerability. I'm proud of your boldness. And I'm proud that you saw that you're going to make sure you use your years well. And I believe that you've given many people the freedom to say, I'm going to do what God has envisioned me to do. That's his dream for me. And thank you for being one of those. And I want to make sure that this platform stays open for you. Any other book you have, come on, about it. Want to just make sure that as far as the individuals that are around me, that they see you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And happy birthday again. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So also we can follow you on social media, correct? And you have YouTube?
Yes. So Beverly Burton for everything. And then go to BBSM for everything. So my Instagram and Facebook's for the school, go to BBSM. And then for my personal and just motivational stuff, Beverly Burton.
Okay, and YouTube is the same, Beverly?
Yes, Beverly Burton.
Okay, so everything will be scrolling right here. Pretty excited for you. Pretty excited. Happy birthday again. I feel like I just want to keep saying happy birthday, but
because you know how much it means to me. That's why. This is my 40th year, and I'm just like, wow. Most people are like, oh, I don't want to be 40, and I'm like, the amount of information, where God has brought me to.
Got it. You got it.
Listen, this is it right here. Like, if you were to do nothing else for me, God, I feel like you have worked that miracle in my life of just being self-aware. Because to not be self-aware is a very scary place to be because, girl.
You got it. I celebrate my 40s. I freaked out when I got into my 30s because I was like, it's the end of the world. But then it's like, whoa, again, the information that I have, right? If I had this information in my 20s, oh my gosh.
Right.
But again, that's the phase the steps that naturally we're in. So we let that go. But I'm enjoying it. I am glad you are enjoying it. Wait till you get to 44, girl.
It's a good thing. Let's go. 44. Team 44. Let's go.
Are you free now? Ciao.
Yeah. It's coming. More is coming. Yeah.
It's coming.
Absolutely.
All right, sweet lady. We will talk again.
Thank you, Toya.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. See you off the on the gram, I should say.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Life Talks. I hope that you were inspired and that you have felt a rejuvenation in your life. And I hope that what you are saying right now is that the answer that you are given to what life has thrown at you is that I am still here. Email us with your Life Talk ideas at mylifetalkstv@gmail.com. See you next time.